Oh, there's a goal!
Oh, at least I thought he was gonna until he blew it.
We know the drill. There's a few days left in the shopping season and you haven't found that perfect present for the sports lover in your family. We've all been there. So many choices, so much pressure to make the right one. May I suggest something unorthodox? When they run down to the tree on Christmas morning, let them open the gift of SeatGeek. It's the new toy everyone's raving about. An app that sorts all tickets available on the resale market to fight overpaying for your next sports adventure. Check out these features. With precision, it arranges all tickets from red to green on a 1 to 100 scale. Its supervision gives you a view from where you'll be sitting. It's even cross-compatible as you can scan tickets straight from the app. As an added bonus for the shopping season, use the code word TREE in the link below to save $20 off your first purchase. The holidays may be stressful, but with SeatGeek under your tree on Christmas morning, there is no need to fear. It's a narrative unlike any other in the AFC West. The Chargers cannot beat Kansas City. The everlasting hype between Hunter Henry and Derek Johnson comes to a head for a shot at division supremacy. In the beginning, narratives were safe. The Chiefs were stomping all over their fresh bait with 14-point leads aplenty. A celebration was about to begin at Arrowhead. Up by 2 scores with 4 minutes left and a 99% chance of winning. The wonders of Reed have truly faded, a man of majesty indeed.
Hand off to Jackson, and he is in for the touchdown.
No worries, my friends. They'll ram the ball and finish them.
Mahomes in trouble and sacked.
By the gods, it's happening again. Prepare the bunkers, everyone. The Chiefs are buckling and their defense is smoldering plastic. Full Reed has awoken from dormancy. The Diamond Dogs give 0 fucks as the women and children are crying in the corner. If you have a god, pray to it now.
Rivers passes caught for the touchdown by Williams.
Prepare the bunkers again. Angry Chiefs fans are coming to bitch about ref ball. Even though their 4th touchdown drive was aided by bad calls and they missed a blatant helmet-to-helmet hit on Rivers, so the incompetence was equal opportunity. And the Chargers aren't wasting time. They're going straight for the kill. I know I'm conservative with going for 2, but here, do it. Make us laugh at failure yet again, LA.
End zone wide open. What a night for Mike Williams.
The Chargers have cojones of titanium, walking on water and silencing their enemies with another comeback. Narratives die as Rivers probably has a few more kids as a result. And there's also a playoff berth in here somewhere too. Don't worry too much, Chiefs. At least you guys still control your own destiny. You're gonna blow this, aren't you? I can honestly say I am so happy for DeAndre Hopkins. After years of dealing with the Savages and Osweilers of the world, he finally has a real quarterback to throw to him. Soon enough, he will no longer headline most underrated NFL players lists. With showings like this, there will be no need to shake your head at people who wonder who he is. Hell, even Kaimi Fairbairn is all but the only kicker not whiffing on his kicks. Combine these elements with a Jets team that can't keep up offensively, and you have a win that all but has the Texans set to clinch the AFC South. Catching nothing but injuries to catching fire. Congratulations, Bill O'Brien, your employment has been secured for at least the short-term future. Perhaps you can take this team to uncharted territory, the Conference Championship. If you haven't been living under a rock for the past week, you may have heard that there is still a chance for the Cleveland Browns to win the AFC North outright. Even with the ridiculousness of this motion, the hope for magic and laughter to bring us happiness fills us with light. The first challenge would be with the Denver Broncos, a team hanging dearly on the ledge of relevance. A team desperate to prove their humiliating loss to the 49ers was just a mere hiccup. As always in these type of games, an X-Factor will emerge from the shadows. One of these sides has Vance Joseph. The other does not. He is a man that will take a good victory and fire it straight out of a cannon, causing an avalanche that consumes a small alpine village. Take this 4th and 1 at the Cleveland 6-yard line down by 4. They get conservative. Delay of game and complimentary field goal. Once again down by 4. It only works out if the defense stops them. They don't. They aren't able to until a 4th and 1 stop. Now they have to rely on mediocrity to take them to the promised land.
Here it comes. Free runner. Him is sacked.
That sack also takes down whatever playoff hopes you had, Broncos. Do the right thing and fire Vance Inouye before the malfeasance drags you further into the mud. I'd say never hire them in the first place, but we don't have time machines at our disposal. The spirit of the top draft pick is in full swing now. Prepare yourselves for a tank bowl. It's the only thing this matchup is good for, the loser gaining the spoils of a higher pick, the winner beating themselves in the long run. It's too bad the Falcons didn't promote this as such. May have managed to put a few more butts in the seats. Once again, Arizona did what they do best. Be so terrible that they would force any rational human being to disown them on the spot. The Cardinals were humiliated on such a public scale that you'd think there was another sex abuse scandal in the news. I would call the Cardinals trash, but that is an insult to it. There isn't a word to really describe them. To do so would require deep research into several forbidden demonic languages to find a suitable word. Even Arizona knew this and threw the $15 million man and Mike Glennon in there for garbage time. The Falcons win the game, but lose the tank, and, more importantly, are officially eliminated from the playoffs. I had a statement on your season, but it was broken and irreparable like the key playmakers on your defense. A toast to another notch on that painful legacy of failure. The Dolphins have this strange feeling in their minds. Some people call it optimism. A big final play to upend the big boss of their division to give them a jolt in the playoff hunt. Do you remember what happened the last time there was a miracle in the NFL? The Vikings can let you know. They were stripped of all dignity and left to bleed out on the field of play. Miami, the only miracle will be if you manage to live to fight another relevant day. Those playoff hopes have come and gone like the wind. Today, there is an exotic item on the menu in Minneapolis. Grilled dolphin on a stick. They'll have enough to last them all winter. The Vikings silenced their doubters under a new offensive coordinator for now. But will it last? Speaking of a death of optimism, the Lions get a chance to avenge their reputation. Prepare the tanks. In the land of broken tables and dreams alike, the Bills square off in battle for Josh Allen's development and team pride. The game gets pretty ugly as both teams are dealing with a plethora of injuries. The Lions losing a few key players on D and the Bills running through nearly every single running back. Despite the grueling push, the fate of the game lies on Matt Prater. He doesn't miss in these clutch situations. That miss symbolizes the Lions season. A chance for clutch performances, and then they whiff. Congratulations, you lost to a Bill squad whose only healthy runner was the quarterback. In the gift bag, you'll find a cyanide capsule to kill off your postseason hopes. The moral of the story is simple. Never have hope. The Lions will just bitch about your posture in a press conference or something. Enjoy another off-season of question marks. How about them Cowboys? Their fans infecting the rest of us NFL folk with the disease of arrogance. They have some right to it. They've all but locked down the NFC East. They beat their hated nemesis in the Eagles, and most enjoyably, they got thrashed and wrecked behind an Indianapolis bar by a group of Colts. Here's the thing, Skip. When the Cowboys are shut out by a team dealing with injuries on the defensive side of the ball and can't stop Marlon Mack, we are going to wonder if this team is any good. We may even question their aggressiveness on fourth down when they can't convert. The Colts don't even know how much the world needed to see Dallas be destroyed. We thank them for performing a civic duty. This win also forces the Denver Broncos off the ledge into the fires below. My point still stands, Denver. Get a real head coach. You probably won't with Elway. Too bad. The Giants still think they have a shot at the playoffs. Let's finally kill it off. We have the perfect weapon. The wrecking ball of Derrick Henry. Tennessee doesn't need anything else. Eli will be too eager to shoot his own foot throughout the day. This victory was as easy as finding country music in Nashville. New York may be the city that doesn't sleep, but there sure as hell won't be any scoring tonight. There will only be the morning of another year without playoffs. Well done, G-Men. You gambled on being competitive this year, failed miserably, and in the process fucked up your own tank. I'm warning you, if you waste Saquon's career, I will find you and I will kill you. Another tank bowl? How many are there going to be this week? Yeah, I think this joke is running on high mileage at this point. Oakland, I know it's been a rough year for you, but let's check the news. Maybe something good happened to you after that win against Pittsburgh. Well, you fired your GM Reggie McKenzie after he lost his power struggle, unsurprising. The city of Oakland is suing you and the NFL, that's always a sign of goodwill. This also means you could be thrown out of the city and have to scramble for a new home next year. Fun times. Here's Amari Cooper saying that John Gruden wasn't the one that got him traded. I need popcorn for this saga. And yes, Martavis Bryant got suspended indefinitely because he can't stop smoking weed. More good news. On the field, yeah, you got your shit kicked in by a broken team because your idea of stopping Joe Mixon was letting him run free in the hopes that he'd run out of batteries. Take this complimentary loss as nobody bothered to show up to the stadium to even see your ass kicking. Cincy wins the game and they also win another prize. Playoff elimination. Do you guys remember when the Bungles were 4-1? Seems like it's in a different age when you look back on it. You got exposed and your answer is probably going to be Hugh Jackson or more Marvin Lewis. You guys are fucked. Have a nice life. The Ravens have everything to gain from victory. A team suddenly looking like a legitimate threat fighting in the rain against a Buccaneers group looking stronger over the past few weeks. For his efforts in making Baltimore's offense not be uninspiring shit, Lamar Jackson has been named the permanent starter in the land of Poe. They have done the right thing. The Ravens are rewarded for choosing wisely by dominating Tampa Bay via the ground game. Baltimore's D did the rest. Despite nice yardage by Mike Evans, the Bucs were ineffective at solving the Ravens' puzzle. Famous Jameis needed to have a big game and failed. As a result, Tampa Bay's playoff aspirations must walk the plank. The Buccaneers are symbolized by one thing: no results. So much production, yet they failed miserably when it mattered. I'll miss the quarterback carousel, though. Two bitter old rivals seeking something to gain out of their adversary. The Bears looking to finish off a team they could never finish. The Packers simply looking to stay alive. Even as Aaron Rodgers has made Soldier Field his second home for many years, he once again struggled to get into any sort of rhythm. Khalil Mack will help with that. So will Leonard Floyd. The whole game was a series of miscues and failures to capitalize for Green Bay. It's their season in a nutshell. They're waiting for Aaron Rodgers to pull off his legendary bullshit like he always does. But it never comes. As former Packers rip into the old God King, a reality strikes them. They will be out of the playoffs again. What scares me is that this fate happened to you with Aaron Rodgers. He's the only reason your franchise is relevant, and if this is the future of him, you're in serious trouble. Either way, Clay Matthews will be charged with roughing the passer. In the meantime, the Bears can boast for the first time in a long while. They have clinched the NFC North. A few big splashes in solidifying the defense to one of the best they've seen since 2006. I think they may be able to emerge from lockout. Let's laugh at the Raiders some more. A team that's dealing with a smallpox infestation against a team that's flat out stopped giving a fuck. Another tank bolt? If there's any solace, I think there may not be too many of these left. This game was as terrible as everyone anticipated it would be. In a vacuum, Jacksonville would utterly crush this team. But you have to remember, this is a team starting Cody Kessler, and whose players are already making vacation plans for January. It's just a shitfest in every way, shape, and form. Even then, the Redskins are the only team making any kind of movement with the ball. But the Jags aren't going to lose this. Come on.
It's 3rd and 16. They need the 29. Kessler and intercepted. Fabian Moreau.
Jacksonville found a way to go lower. They're going to lose to a quarterback that hasn't won a game in his career. Hashtag Saxonville needs to talk more shit. It's the only way to rectify this embarrassment.
36 yards right down the middle.
Holy shit, the Redskins still have playoff life. Do you believe in miracles? Jacksonville's trying to play Make-A-Wish over here. This should be an easy victory for the Seahawks. Did you see how they dominated the Vikings offense last week? And now they face San Francisco, a team who lost playoff hopes after week 3. I know they're having trouble stopping them on special teams, but I know they're just going to break through and dominate the Niners. Anytime now. I can just feel it.
And the big fella from Cincinnati is in the end zone.
No, the 49ers are not winning this game even though this is going to overtime. Yes, that is acid that is eating away at my feet.
And he does! The 49ers in overtime ruin the party.
God damn it, they lost. And San Francisco destroyed their tank again. And I've lost my legs. Wonderful. The Eagles are dealing with panic yet again. They're gingerly straddling the lines of playoff elimination. Even worse, their former Lord and Savior Carson Wentz is dealing with an injury and may not return this season. Re-enter the legend of Philadelphia. Big Dick Nick. His mythos is continuing in the hostile territory of the Rams with another strong performance. I'd like to believe that's why a swath of Eagles fans made the trek to LA to cheer them on. Hell, his magic even affected the Rams offense. Jared Goff, this is not the time to revert to rookie form. You have a #1 seed to try and shoot for. The only thing he's shooting is his own ass. Even then, the Eagles have loved themselves a good collapse this year. They're ready to bend over and take a painful colonoscopy of a loss.
Rams will send 5 receivers downfield. Goff will throw to the end zone, too high.
The Rams are now stunned on the ground, only mumbling the word Foles. I think Philly's doing this shit on purpose. This Carolina mudslide needs to be halted by any means necessary. If they lose this game to the Saints, there may not be another chance for them. Oh yes, they're playing one of the best teams in the conference, but there's no excuses. They dug this hole and they're gonna have to dig themselves out of it. The Panthers will have to do it with relentless tenacity and pressure on the defensive front. Carolina can check that part off. The offense will have to find a way to break through a tough New Orleans defense to edge out a win. Besides some trickery in the first quarter, they faltered. Even with the Saints doing their best to try and screw up their own ticket to the #1 seed, the Panthers keep falling off the gorge again and again and again. They're leaving the defense out to dry over here.
As they go with that inside handoff, and Lewis came out at the end there. Flag as well.
This is it. This fumble is the chance they needed to bring this organization back from the dead. Superman, we need a rallying cry. Do what you do best.
4th and 5 to stay alive. Incomplete off the hands of Ian Thomas.
It's as fucked as Cam's shoulder. Now losers of 6 in a row in increasingly painful fashion, it's time to call this what it truly is. A collapse. An implosion of epic proportions. A team that was looking like a borderline Super Bowl contender in early November is now staring in the face of death itself. And it's their own goddamn fault. This team is fool's gold. A lot of pieces that look nice but are full of impurities and over-reliance on Christian McCaffrey. This is going to cost some jobs in Charlotte. I look forward to the guillotine being put back in action. As the heads roll in playoff land, there are many teams still vying for a shot at the NFL's version of the Hunger Games. In the NFC, the Cowboys and Seahawks are all but locks to make it, while the final spot leads to a battle between Minnesota, Philadelphia, Washington, and Carolina, who's needing 12 miracles to even have a sniff at it. The AFC leads to a murderer's row. Neither the Patriots nor the Texans have clinched their respective divisions or a playoff berth yet. The Steelers and Ravens are vying for the AFC North title. And the final wildcard spot, a battle between the two AFC North foes, the Colts, Titans, Dolphins, and the Browns. Yes, Cleveland still has a chance to make the playoffs this season. It requires moving the heavens to do it, including the Colts and Titans tying, but it's still possible. I look forward to hell freezing over when the Browns make it back to the postseason again. You know the rule, everyone!
Don't get eliminated!
And now, a moment of silence for all those we've lost over the past week.
Unit lost. 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 Unit lost.
The football gods show no mercy. Amen.
Freeze. Looking for an option. And instead it's picked off. As Jackson. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Dante Jackson